Congressman, thanks so much for your time tonight, sir. Good talking to you.
Absolute pleasure.
Now, I want to talk about Thursday's vote in the House on contempt of Congress for Eric Holder, but I've got to ask you first your thoughts on the Supreme Court decision regarding SB 1070, Arizona's immigration law.
Well, I actually think it was a very good ruling in regards to states' rights, particularly allowing law enforcement the tool that if they're pulling somebody over, that they can look forward to seeing if the person is here legally. And I think the rest of the statutes, I think Congress can define, Cameron. So I think it's a very good opportunity, for Arizona, and I'm glad that they were leaders in pursuing this.
What about the administration's response today, basically saying, don't ask us for help and don't expect us to pick up the phone when you call?
You know what? That's an outright atrocity. And if I were Arizona, I would be putting a suit together to file suit for the unfunded mandate and what they've actually done to Arizona. I think this is an atrocity that is a responsibility of the federal government, and I think that's why the court ruled the way they did. Is that this is a responsibility of the federal government, and it needs standing up. And to be retaliatory against Arizona is actually just unbelievable.
Talking with Congressman Paul Gosar from Arizona. And Thursday, Representatives, looks to be another very big day. We'll see the Supreme Court ruling on Obamacare. We also will see the House of Representatives take up the contempt of Congress vote against Attorney General Eric Holder. I want to ask you, do you think there's much chance of the Justice Department, trying to turn over some documents in an attempt to forestall this vote?
Well, at this point, Cam, if they don't turn all the information that we've asked for, it's not good enough for me. Trust is a series of promises kept, and we have yet to see a promise kept by this administration and by Eric Holder. So, unless it's all in total, which means it would have to be done somewhere tomorrow night, so we could verify that everything that we had is what we wanted. I would hope that leadership would pursue this and make sure that Eric Holder understands the ramifications of law.
Representative Issa said yesterday on Fox News Sunday, he was talking about an email that Ken Melson sent to, he didn't say specifically, but higher-ups at Justice in March of last year, warning them not to send this letter to Congress, saying that guns had never knowingly walked because the affidavits and those wiretaps, the wiretap applications, showed that there was awareness. This is one example, Representative Issa said, of the types of documents that Justice is withholding. I got to tell you, Representative, that kind of sounds like a smoking gun sort of email. Do we have any idea what else is out there?
Well, there's stuff. I've seen the affidavits, which I cannot say anything about, Cam.
Right.
But there is plenty there that we've already seen. You've got Lanny Brewer, third in line at the DOJ line to Congress. He knew about intricate aspects of gun walking as early as 2010, April of 2010. So did Gary Grindler. They all did. Weinstein. And we have seen no administration people put on administrative leave. We've also seen the Inspector General contaminate one of the witnesses by allowing them to have information that they shouldn't have had. And I think that tells us how fraudulent this case study is in review. You've got 80,000, or actually now 140,000 pages of documents, which we've seen less than 2,000, because most of those are from Operation Wide Receiver, which ended in 2007. And this program started in 2009 under this Attorney General.
Absolutely. I want to ask you, there's another comment by Representative Issa that a lot of media outlets that really haven't reported much on Fast and Furious to date are now running front and center. Representative Issa's statement that no knowledge of any White House cover-up. Again, is that something that can be answered definitively at this point?
Well, we saw the president and we took his word for it on Univision last year, saying that he had new knowledge of it until just being aware of it in March of last year. Mm-hmm. But why would they have needed the executive privilege to cover unless he had something in conversation with Attorney General Holder and from the beginning of the scheme? That's the problem. Is this doesn't make sense, and 1 + 1 doesn't equal 3 in this case.
Right, absolutely. Well, listen, Representative, I know it's going to be a very busy week for you, sir. Hope we can talk to you perhaps later on in the week, and thank you so much for your time tonight.
You're always a pleasure to do, and we will make time for you, Cam.
Thank you so much, sir. Congressman Paul Gosar joining us from Arizona here on Cam and Company.